disappointed.
Oh, don't worry. We'll tell everyone in the interview. It's a start.
Yeah.
Hey, Freelancin with Sonny with Greg Hathaway. Good to see you, Mr. Hathaway.
Good to see you, Sonny.
So what's going on these days? You were telling me something about the election in Port Coquitlam.
Well, Joe was running. Joe
Yeah.
Keithley was running for the nomination to be the NDP candidate in the what is it, the Burke Mountain riding.
Yeah.
And so he sort of dropped in out of left field because, you know, he's from Burnaby. He was up against some guys who are from Port Coquitlam. I forget the guy's name, but he's like an ex-Olympic guy, coaches kids sports in the neighborhood and stuff. So, you know, Joe was sort of coming in as the outsider. Nobody really knew who he was. But just through sheer effort, like going out there and knocking on doors, like Joe was doing the wrap-up DOA tour at the same time. So like he's going out of town, he's coming back into town, and he's literally like knocking on thousands of doors all over Port Coquitlam. And he had a little team of people. I'm actually just about 2 blocks outside of his riding, just south of the train tracks in Coquitlam. So I couldn't vote, but I was stumping the street for him and stuff. And so like through sheer effort, knocking on doors, meeting people, signing up new members, he managed to come really close. Like, you know, in the first round he was within like less than 10 votes of the top guy. And when it was all said and done, he was within 25 votes or so of actually getting it, I believe. And so it was close. It was really close. Didn't quite, but he fired up the troops out there, and people got to know him and stuff. So I think it was good for him. And it was good to just, you know, it was good to just see him do it and get out there and actually, like, you know, he signed up all kinds of new NDP members and got to know a whole bunch of people. And
he's a charismatic guy.
Yeah. It was
That's a good spot for him.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
And 4 years.
Tough riding, though.
Yeah. 4 years from now, he'll be able to take another shot.
Yeah, it's too bad that the election's just around the corner, because I was thinking maybe the NDP would give him a shot at a different riding. Like, even if they had put him in Coquitlam, right, like, you know, it would have been a better riding for him than Burke Mountain. Burke Mountain is sort of all up on Westwood Plateau and a little bit, you know, like pretty big places.
More
there's
affluent.
there's some, you know, more working class places down around Coquitlam Center Mall, but, you know, I think it would have been better a little bit even more south, a little bit more west in Coquitlam, but he came close, came real close. So.
Well, it's nice we got a bird's eye view of what was going on.
Yeah, out there in Poco.
Yeah. So, Greg, how old were you when you first got into music?
About 14.
14. What was your first instrument?
First I was a singer in a band. You know Nick Hatzazava, bass player around town? You've probably seen him at gigs before. He comes to quite a few gigs recently. But I was in a band with him when we were in high school, my brother and him. And, you know, we played at John Oliver High School and Churchill High School. We had people throw stuff at us. Played at an elementary school. Played in front of the Pacific Center downtown. So, you know, 14, I was already playing lots of gigs and, you know.
Paying your dues.
Starting to, yeah. It was fun.
So you were singing?
Yeah, I started out as a singer.
Okay.
And then I went on to drums, and I played drums in a hardcore band called the Unknown Fibers.
Wow.
And that's when I first played at like Stalag 13 and the White House, and I don't think the Unknown Fibers played at Luxury Bob's, but, you know, we played at John Barley's and all kinds of different clubs. We were sort of the second generation of punks, like the Fits. We were playing at the same time as the Fits and the Bill of Rights and House of Commons and all those.
The New Alliance, was it called?
The New Alliance. Although we weren't really that into that because we were a bunch of long hairs who wore Mac jackets, and we were sort of more
free grunge.
Like, yeah, we were like into DOA and the Subhumans, and you know, those guys were sort of almost like anti the established punks, right? Whereas we're like, no, we just want to play. We'll play with anybody, right? So, you know, they were called themselves the New Alliance. We were part of that group, but not really. You know, we sort of just, we went and played with anybody, anywhere, right? We didn't ally ourselves with anybody, right?
Well, you mentioned Stalag 13, who ties you in with good friend Arnie Hayden.
Yes.
Or Eddie Dutchman. That must have been quite an era.
Yeah, it was. It was good. I saw some good shows there. They used to get everybody down there, like...
The place was packed all the time.
Fang, Agent Orange, saw DOA there tons of times.
Now the Fang you're talking about, where are they from?
The original Fang, the same thing.
Yeah, where were they? They were, I can't remember where they're from.
Because
California.
Okay, because Bon Scott was in a band called Fraternity, and they left Australia to take a crack at England, and the glam thing was going on there with Mott the Hoople, David Bowie,
Right.
Gary Glitter, so they figured, gee, to remain current, let's change our name to Fang. So wouldn't it be funny if it was that Fang?
No, it was Slimy. Slimy was the big singer of
okay, that's another
Yeah,
story.
with Land Shark.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a great thing, you know. They had a really good thing happening down there. And then afterwards I ended up living with all those guys at the Boys Club. And that was an incredible space, like it really was. It was literally an old boys and girls club. So it was like a little community center all full
And
of...
that last gig there was pretty funny with the beer can wars.
It's insane.
Everybody had beer cans. We're all chucking them off the stage.
Nobody will ever forget that weekend. It was just unbelievable. Like, it ended badly because it ended up in like skinhead brawls. These skinheads basically came and crashed the party, and it ended up in brawls. But it was so much fun, like just bands. A swimming pool full of Black Label, you know, like one of those,
everywhere.
like not just a wading pool, but like a big size swimming pool full of like cans of Black Label and stuff. And so yeah, like Ferris says, of course, at the end of it, this huge beer can war erupts, and there's people up on the upper level and inside the gymnasium, all just like beer cans flying back and forth.
Sounds like the rickshaw on Saturday night. I went to see the Dreadnoughts, and I love it. Yeah, I love the Celtic punk thing.
Yeah.
Real Mackenzie's Dreadnoughts, of course, from Boston, are really like Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a couple of your Hathaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm friends with Nick.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
You. What's
Randy.
going on now?
Randy.
And Randy. You're friends with Randy, aren't you?
Well, of course, Randy. Mr. Bowman. Yeah, I forgot. He's on the drums hiding there. Yeah, and Randy Bowman.
That's right.
What's going on these days with the Hathaways?
Well, we're not playing any shows. We're still a going concern, but we are going through a few membership changes, in a little bit of a flux right now. Although Adam and I are writing new material. You know, we just wrote a new song last week, and we're working on a new song. But it got a little bit difficult in rehearsals. You know, for me personally, like, you know, I play music because it's fun, right? Like, for me, it's really the fun of playing music and has got to be there, right? Like, you know, I work hard and I give it 100% every time, like even in rehearsals, right? Like, you know, I'm rehearsing like it's a gig, right? So for me, if it's not fun at rehearsals, and if there's tension at rehearsals and there's like tension among members and stuff, for me it's not really worth it anymore. I'd rather go move on and do something else. Yeah, it just becomes too much like a chore, right? I understand, you know, everybody's got different personalities and stuff like that, and, you know, communication, musical communication in particular can be difficult, right? But I'm used to working in situations where musical communication is an open thing, and if you have like a suggestion or something, then everybody listens to you, and everybody tries it, and everybody sort of comes to a decision about whether you're going to move forward with that suggestion or not, right? And we weren't really moving forward in a very productive way, you know. We want to be writing more material and coming up with more and more original material, and I just was finding for myself the vibe just wasn't really conducive to moving forward. So, you know, we're just sort of seeing how it goes, trying to write some new material. You know, all the original songs that we wrote already anyways, like Adam's way of working is he writes the song, he demos the song, like write everything, right? Keyboards, bass, drums, everything, and then presents it to the band and goes, this is the new song, right? So that's always been the way that we've created the new material. So that's sort of what we're doing now, right? Like Adam just hands me a demo of a song that he's created and asks if I can come up with some lyrics for it. So
Adam's a really professional kind of guy.
Yeah.
And a cool guy, too.
Yeah. And he's got a great studio, too. He's got
I know.
good sounds there.
I've recorded there.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And
a
that
cool
sounds
guy.
great. Like, I'm really surprised at the sounds that he can get out of that room, you know?
He makes it happen.
Yeah.
He knows how to take his tools, what limited tools he has, and he makes the best of it.
Yeah, he's got a good ear.
Good musician, great engineer.
Yeah.
In time, he'll be a great producer.
Yeah, and everybody in the Hathaways is great musicians. Like, I really enjoy
yes.
playing with all of them. Nick is great backup singer, great personality, you know. And the thing I like about Nick and James is that they're both, you can rely on them on stage. Like, they're both so experienced on stage. When you go and play a gig with them, you know you can count on them to rock the house, right? You know, and same with Randy. Like, Randy's so experienced, right?
They're
He's got
solid.
great meter, solid players, good meter.
So what are your plans for the future?
Well, we'll see, you know, Adam and I want to basically write an album's worth of material, you know, at the moment. Like, the Hathaway sort of started out as kind of a party band, right?
Yeah.
Like, we just got together for that party at the dental lab for Denise's
Second punk rock
reunion, the second punk rock
Yes.
reunion party, right? So, you know, we were just playing all covers and stuff, but, you know, we want to write some original tunes. And, of course, that's the only way we're going to stop Dutchman from haranguing us every time we play, too, right?
Oh,
Play some
Randy's
original
good.
songs. Play some damn original songs. Who wants to hear covers?
You know what? In a way, that's your charm.
Yeah.
You're almost like the Van Halen of the punk scene, a whole whack of covers in there,
Yeah,
along
sure.
with your own originals.
Yeah. But I got another couple of things going on as well. I've been playing recently as a trio, sort of getting back to the vibe that I